good evening once again. On behalf of the Fairview High School administration, I'd like to welcome parents, grandparents, special guests, school board members, fellow administrators throughout the district, our faculty and staff, to the graduation ceremony of the class of 2017. We are here this evening to acknowledge their accomplishments and achievements and celebrate with them as they go on to the future. This list of accomplishments is very lengthy, as was evident at the Senior Awards Assembly last Tuesday. This class truly exemplifies the district mission statement: excellence in academics, athletics, and the arts. Congratulations to these graduating seniors. We are very proud of you, and we are thankful for all that you've done, not only for the high school, but for the district and for the Fairview community. If you remember one thing from this evening, I just want you to remember how you got here. Hard work, dedication, determination, and most important, the support and love of your families. Please don't forget the Fairview School District staff and teachers who have done their best to prepare you for the future. Again, we are very, very proud of you. We wish you nothing but the best in the future. So to start this evening's ceremony, I'd like to introduce the first summa cum laude speaker, and that will be Brian Senza.
The final days of my high school career at Fairview were full of mixed emotions. I felt extremely enthusiastic about starting the next chapter of my life in college, but also sad, remembering all the good times I've had at Fairview and how much I was going to miss everything. When I was walking through the halls of my final day of school, I realized it was the last time I would do so as a high school student. I look back on my time at Fairview and realized that it was full of lasts. The last class I took at Fairview, the last time I heard the final bell ring at the end of the school day, and the last time I signed yearbooks. But when I think about it, these things don't seem like that big of a deal. Does hearing the final bell really matter? It was just one more last in the long line of unrecognized lasts. My last speech and debate competition, my last high school test, the last time I beat Mr. Corbett in chess, my last BSL championship, my last high school baseball game. It seems like most kids go through high school with just the goal of graduation and whatever comes next. But now, looking back, I realize that there is so much more to high school. You're only a high school student once in your life. You might as well try to enjoy every second of it, because soon, like me, you'll be counting up all the things you will never do again. Although high school has come to a close, this is the kind of attitude I hope that my classmates and I take with us to the future. In every aspect of life, do everything as if it's the last time you're ever going to do it, because it just might be your last. I'd like to finish with a quote from Albert Einstein. There are only two ways to live your life. One as though nothing is a miracle, the other as though everything is a miracle. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Chris Hudson. Alright. Entering the school as a freshman, we as a class never expected to be sitting up on this stage so quickly. The past 4 years, we have matured and grown closer as a class. Bonded by training for athletics and academics, we became Fairview Tigers. As students at Fairview, we were blessed with a plethora of opportunities. Whether athletics, academics, or the arts, the opportunities to involve oneself were endless. As students, we only had to take those opportunities. This year, for summer reading, because I'm a nerd, I read Malcolm Gladwell's Outliers, which discussed what made a person extraordinary. One of the main points of this book was that to reach success, you must take opportunities when they present themselves and practice, practice, practice. At Fairview, we were given a base to explore what we wish to master. We were given opportunities to practice our interests. These opportunities are why we are prepared to succeed as long as we put forth the effort. In the near future, we are going to have to make decisions and find new opportunities ourselves. We will have to carve our own paths. This adventure is what makes the future special. Nobody can show us where to go. We are in control. We are prepared to take the next step. Thank you.
My name is Linda. I rewrote this speech like 4 times, and then I was like, first gonna do it. So, if it were easy, everyone would do it. High school was not always easy. Our futures will definitely not be easy. We have students going to the military, students pursuing a higher education, students heading into the workforce, and students doing a combination of those things. But regardless of our end goals and our destinations, one fact remains clear. The journey has just begun. Together, as Fairview Tigers, the class of 2017 has developed into able-bodied men and women. We are now crossing the threshold to adulthood into the realm of taxes, relationships, jobs. Our time together is drawing to a close, and we must go in separate directions. Now, we must discover our place in this world. Whether we become doctors, engineers, entrepreneurs, or musicians, it's time for us to go and make the world a better place. So go, discover yourself and your place here. Regardless of what happens when we go into the world, we will be bonded forever as Fairview Tigers. With this bond, I hope that as a class we can continue to be supportive and kind to one another and to those we meet. We have not made it this far alone. We've had the help of teachers and parents and relatives, and now it is our turn to go and help some others. I hope that we can go forth and impact the world in a positive way. Do the right thing and continue to love and have fun. Thank you.
Good evening, administration, faculty, family, and fellow graduates. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Ashley Barber. Tonight, as we all stand together for one last time here on this stage, it may seem like the end of a journey. It is, in the sense that it is the end of our journey together. Many of us have traveled together for the last 13 years, cheering each other on when everything went right, and hearing each other through when everything went wrong. Every challenge we encountered was an opportunity for growth, one faced with determination and perseverance. Tonight, all of our hard work, sleepless nights, our smiles and our tears, our wins and our losses, they all come together as we reach not the end of a journey, but rather a fork in the road. To this point, we've been on our feet, sometimes running, sometimes barely trudging. But from this point, all of us will spread our wings and fly to unforeseen and currently unfathomable heights. Congratulations, class of 2017. Your achievements thus far have been incredible, and I am sure they will pale in comparison to your bright futures. Though I know not the direction that our paths will go, I know that each and every one of them will lead to something amazing. I leave you today with words of wisdom from a great American poet, author, and philosopher, Dr. Seuss. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can go in any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know. You are the one who will decide where to go. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Paul Woodrow. Every year, Fairview has a school motto. Last year's was Radiate Kindness. 2 years ago was probably Wear a Blue Ribbon School. You get the picture. But as much as we like to mock this year's motto, Be the Change, I think the school is on the right track setting these goals. And and I hope that our graduating class of 2017 can meet these goals. Everyone here can find some way to help another person. We can make influences in people's lives, and maybe alone we can't do much, but if a group gets together and sets their minds on a single goal, they're a force to be reckoned with. We can all work to better ourselves and our community. The students, the teachers, the administration, the parents, everyone here can work to make Fairview High School, our communities, and our world better. If we just stand up for what we know is right, step into tomorrow, and be the change. Thank you.
The next two speakers this evening are unique because they were the speakers that this graduating class chose to speak for them. Each year, the seniors select one of their peers to represent them as a class as their graduation speaker. This year, they selected Benjamin Trable. After a successful career here at Fairview High School, Ben will be attending Case Western Reserve University. Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Trable.
Good evening, friends, family, relatives, little siblings who don't feel like listening to another speech, anyone who's been asleep for the past 10 minutes, any microwaves or toaster ovens listening in, and of course the class of 2017. It is an honor to be able to stand between you and when you get to go home. But I'll be quick. Every year, Fairview is a very inspirational and heartfelt theme, and this year is no different. Be the change inspired me to reflect on just three short things: what has changed, what hasn't changed, and what needs to change. In 4 years, a lot can change. Back in 2013, the freshmen were not annoying at all, but now all of a sudden they're the most annoying things on the planet. People are finally beginning to realize that the earth is flat, and freshmen no longer have to take a class that teaches them how to turn a computer off and on. And perhaps the most extraordinary change is Fairview allowing for the very first time a gorilla to serve as assistant principal, the one and only Mr. Lupa. We have been through the Katy Perry War lit up, school cancellations from the devastation of Hurricane Sandy on Erie County, and dietary restrictions that took away the good muffins in the student store. But we have persevered. And despite all of these changes over the last 4 years, some things have remained constant. My favorite what I like to refer to as the 2-week rule. At least 3 or 4 times each school year, the administration will try to enforce a rule that nobody cares about, such as no backpacks during the day, or you must always have a hall pass. Either Mr. Lewis or Mr. Lane says something over the PA system lines up, not that we have any incidents of this in the past, but I'd like to remind everyone of Section 38C in the handbook that says blah, 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 blah. All the teachers get on board to enforce the rule, and everyone is all excited, but sure enough, when 2 weeks are up, no one cares. Some things just can't change. Like the fact that Ms. Mullane is not believing giving out grades higher than 9 out of 10. We are a blue ribbon school, in case you haven't heard. Irony aside, ever since I came to Fairview, it has never stopped being a welcoming community. From when I started in 6th grade as a scrawny dork, to now as a slightly taller scrawny dork, the people in these buildings, though they're not perfect, have always tried to make it as welcoming as possible, and I hope that never changes. And because this is the last time I will be a student at Fairview, I thought it would be appropriate to offer some words of wisdom on what needs to change. First off, if we could limit the number of parking passes given to sophomores so that the seniors can have a place to park when they show up at 7:30 after driving 75 miles an hour up Route 98, for the 500th time, that would be great. And because we just got new fancy water bottle stations, I think it would be very feasible to spend a little bit more money and get coffee tabs. It would also be a lot more reasonable, especially for seniors, if detentions were administered after the 20th tardy instead of the 4th tardy. It would actually be less work for the administration because then they wouldn't have to listen to all these notes that say, oh, this person was sick 15 minutes ago, but now they're okay. So don't worry about that. It's a win-win. And finally, now that I've droned on for far too long, I would like to extend a couple of sincere thank yous. First off, thank you parents. None of us would be here without you, literally. Thank you, teachers and staff, for giving your all every day just so students can succeed. Thank you to myself for not making this speech political. Thank you, iPads, for actually working pretty well, even though all we do is make fun of you. Thank you, Mom, for usually putting up with me. And thank you to the class of 2017 for the crazy ride we had. The memories created here, whether good, bad, or just plain weird, will never be forgotten. Stay true to your values and always remember to be the change. Thank you.
Fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers. We're out of time here, sorry. Good evening, friends. Students, fellow faculty members, administrators, school board members, my mom. And most importantly, the 117 young men and women seated to my left. I'm extremely humbled to have been selected by the graduating class as this year's faculty speaker. And I'm equally ecstatic and unqualified to stand before you and offer some last-second advice and inspiration before you take that leap of faith into the so-called real world. When I think about your graduating class, the first snapshot I have is meeting you at the beginning of your 8th grade year. It was my first year working in school full-time, and you were all eager to finally finish middle school and move up the hill through the ranks of Fairview High School. We spent that year learning how to endure a more rigorous course load, and had our first taste of what would be expected when the time for high school finally came. At the beginning of the next school year, you then started high school as freshmen during my very first year of teaching. And together, we set ourselves up to grade 4 years of change and growth as we hope to transform the halls of Fairview High School into something both meaningful and unique. As Ben already mentioned, first came the Katy Perry Lift Up project, where we danced and sang our way through the halls, creating one of the most exciting collaborative videos that this small town has ever seen. Then came the How Cool Is Your School video contest that forced us into the school by 5 a.m. for a morning newscast on WICU, where the sheets, breakfast sandwiches, and coffee couldn't fly off the table fast enough. And did you also know that we celebrated our school's history of academic excellence that year with our distinction as a national Blue School? And we also launched our own iPad initiative, transforming Fairview's learning environment and making our classes more engaging and dynamic. Members of your class that excelled at the highest level of academic achievement and completed programs through dual enrollment at the Erie County Technical School and local colleges and universities. These academics have earned scholarships in a variety of post-secondary settings around the country, while others have enlisted among the highly respected branches of the United States military. We watched our athletes refine their skills and cheered them on through multiple winning seasons. Some were named as all-region selections and varsity covered athletes. Some broke school records. Some were crowned District 10 champions, state champions, All-Americans. Some of our athletes will go on to play at the collegiate level, and some will take the leadership and team-building skills that they require into their successful careers in the future. Our artists have put on exciting musical concerts and productions on this very stage. I would know, seeing as I had the exciting and uncomfortable opportunity to sing and dance with you during my stage debut as Cowboy Bob in last year's production of Footloose. These same artists among you have been standout performers and competed in PMEA, district, region, and state choral and instrumental competitions. And they've also showcased their work at the first of many Paca Gallery shows, paving the way for artists to come over the next several years. Looking back, for nearly 2 decades, you've all spent time throughout your career here at FHS and long before, competing, learning, growing, laughing, sharing, developing, and otherwise figuring out the ways in which you can stand out and be your own person. Many times, this has eventually led to a list of accomplishments that we have been reminded about from all of these speakers here tonight. A list that you now have to help define your educational journey and look back upon when you consider everything that you've done throughout the course of your lives. You've grown up with your parents, family members, teachers, and friends, all telling you how special you are, and likely listing some of these things that you've done that make you special. Well, I'm here to tell you that after today, you're not special anymore. Because unfortunately, the real world is not as forgiving as everyone you've encountered until this point. The real world will show you that you're not special. And when I say that it will show you, I mean that the real world is unforgiving. It might not care about your feelings, or your excuses, or your thoughts, something that many of you have already experienced in some way, whether a part-time job or through a life-changing event. When you leave this stage today, it will continue for the rest of your life. Some say that high school is about finding yourself, and you've tried to create your own personality and your own sense of style, all while secretly trying to conform, or at the very least, gain acceptance from your peers in some way, either large or small. And yet, as I look across the stage today, I see 117 of you dressed in the exact same gowns. These are the same gowns that the graduating class before you wore, and the class before that, and before that. And some of you may have just stolen your gown from an older brother or sister to avoid having to pay that overdue library fine from that book that you pretended to read during your freshman English class. And when I look through the yearbook, your portraits look the same as the seniors who've come before you. But by decorating your cap tonight, you try to stand out amongst the sea of black. And nonetheless, you're still wearing the same cap as the guy next to you, who, by the way, probably thinks you went a little overboard with the glitter and blue. And if I open these diplomas right here that you're all eager to get your hands on, I will find the same printed copy as another one of your classmates was, indicating that maybe the real world is right, and you're really not as special as you thought. Everything that you've done over the past 4 years, and over the course of your lives, is now reduced to this evening. One moment. But come on, you know me. And I've never been one to be satisfied with what the real world tells me, and you shouldn't either. When your life is eventually reduced to a series of moments, make sure they are important. Because this collection of memories is how you make sure that your life is special after all. Which is why I've always been fascinated by the power of photography and its ability to freeze the most meaningful periods of life so that we can reflect on them at any time in the future. Photography allows us to document, connect, express, and explore, and provides a way to tell our stories and show the world that we are special. Why else do you think God is so mystic with women? I think that photography's most transparent quality is that its ability to document eternal moments frozen in time forever. One image can capture any scene, happy or sad, exciting or embarrassing, and eventually be all that remains of milestones throughout our lives. Even through pictures can remain forever. Don't be afraid to live in that moment while you're documenting your every move. Tonight will be filled with pictures that you'll look back on over your lifetime to remember the night that you finally graduated from high school. Photography allows us to connect with the world around us through the pictures that we take in view. Social media has amplified this process. We, as a society, photograph and document our every move, just to share our experiences with the world. That amazing concert, the next birthday, every holiday and family celebration. See, some people think that we've given social media a bad reputation because some of the things that we post seem meaningless or ridiculous to others. But those are your memories to share. So continue to share your photos and connect with those people who you haven't seen in a while, or even those people who you may have never met. Photography, its most meaningful characteristic, allows you to express yourself and capture the moments that make you special. Whether it's pictures of you, your friends, your family, or your hobbies, this is your life to express. This is your story to tell, but don't forget that everyone has a story. So express yourself to the world through your perspective, but always allow others to do the same. Lastly, photography allows you to explore, so explore the world in the pursuit of more special moments. For some of you, I am certain that our paths will cross again someday. And for others, you may be too busy exploring and may never look back after you walk out those doors for the last time. But whatever path you choose, make sure that the choice is yours. The more people you connect with along the way, the more exciting the journey. There's no way to tell what's going to happen next, and if you're anything like me, you're mostly just making things up as you go along. The class of 2017 has done more for me as a teacher and as a person than I can ever express. You've inspired me in countless ways. The ways that you handle yourselves and the situations that you've endured, ways in which I can never repay. Which is why I know that you'll be able to inspire the world and show the world how special each of you can be. It has been an amazing journey, and it makes me sad to think of the days of Fairview High School without you. but I'm even more excited and proud to be a part of the world outside of these walls, where you all do great things. I'll always be there for you. They will always be there for you. So please, too, be there for each other. Ask each other for help, as it is not a sign of weakness, but it's how we get better. Remember that your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. To find your own moments, show the world that you're special. Adventure is out there, but it's up to you to document, connect, express, and explore with it. So be sure to smile for the camera each step of the way. Because when you walk out those doors for the last time today, the paparazzi awaits.
Each day I live, I want to
to a meaningful and rewarding life for the graduates. At this point in the evening, we'd like to recognize a path chosen by few, but appreciated by all. We'd like to take a moment to recognize students and their plans for military service after graduation. Audience, please hold your applause until the end, and students, please remain standing after your name is called and recognized. Garrett Christie, the Citadel, the Military College of South Carolina. Brett Fiesler, United States Army. Thomas Grimaldi, United States Army. And finally, Lily Myers, United States Naval Academy. Thank you, Garrett, Brett, Tommy, and Lily, on behalf of everyone here this evening for your dedication, commitment, and willingness to serve.
Good evening. Welcome again to Fairview High School as we recognize the accomplishments of the graduating class of 2017. As school superintendent, I have the privilege of addressing each graduating class to offer a few words of encouragement, and it is certainly my honor to address this fine group of young men and women as they prepare to exit these doors and open new doors of opportunity. As most of you likely know, not only is this the final event in this auditorium for the class of 2017, but this is the final commencement ceremony for our high school principal, Mr. Dale Lewis, as he will retire at the conclusion of this year. Although I have technically been Mr. Lewis's boss for the last 11 years, I can say without question that I have learned more from him than he has from me. Some of you in the audience know Mr. Lewis as your formal social studies teacher, who created a love of learning and who was a pioneer of teaching without a textbook. Others know him as the assistant principal at Fairview High School, who had quite high expectations for student behavior. And many of you know him as the most recent proud principal of FHS, a principal who is smart, dedicated, and approachable. Whichever lens you see Mr. Lewis through, allow me to share three qualities, three values that I have learned from him and that I think may serve this class well as they leave Fairview High School for the last time. The first value is this: find something that you love to do and do it with passion. As Martin Luther King Jr. once said, if a man is to be called a street sweeper, he should sweep streets, even as Michelangelo painted, or Beethoven composed, or Shakespeare wrote poetry. In other words, love what you do, be passionate about what you do. Mr. Lewis has shown us that people must always follow their dreams and do what it takes to make you happy, regardless of the fame or the money associated with it. Mr. Lewis started his teaching career in the parochial system in 1983. Some of you might remember St. Patrick's School in Erie. I won't venture to guess what Mr. Lewis's salary was that year, but I'm confident that many of our seniors with good summer jobs will surpass what he made in 1983. It wasn't about the money, rather it was about the opportunity to do what he loved to do, work with young people, and help to shape them into decent men and women that would make a difference in the world. Pastor DeStefano last night encouraged this class to pursue their passion. I would echo that sentiment, but I would also add to take the steps now to make certain that you are doing something for the rest of your life that you truly love. As high school graduates, you now have the opportunity, all of you, to prepare yourselves for the career of your choosing. Choose wisely and choose with your heart. I can say from experience that it is truly a blessing to come to work each day to a job that you love. The next lesson from Mr. Lewis I would like to share is a rather simple one, but it's something that defines him, and it is the character trait I feel has made him most successful in his career. The second lesson is simply, be kind. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "You cannot do a kindness too soon, for you never know how soon it will be too late." I'm confident that there's not a student on the stage tonight who Mr. Lewis hasn't personally interacted with on multiple occasions and in a kind way. He's gotten to know all of you, and he talks and brags about you as if you were his own children. In the time that I have known Mr. Lewis, although I've seen him quite upset with some, I have never witnessed an unkind statement or an unkind action from him. As a former psychology teacher, he knows well the psychological benefits of kindness. He knows that research shows that kind people have a strengthened immune system, have improved cognitive performance, have increased energy, have a decreased heart rate, have less internal stress, and they're more likely to live a long and more satisfied life. This class has also found many opportunities to demonstrate their kindness and compassion towards others. Collectively, they have served thousands of hours of community service in and around the Fairview community, and they have helped through Fairview Cares and other fundraising activities to raise tens of thousands of dollars for local nonprofit organizations. I trust that you will continue on that path that you and your classmates have paved, to be kind to one another and to make the world a better place than you found it. Finally, the last lesson that Mr. Lewis has taught us all, and one that everyone who knows him well appreciates most about him, is this: always put your family first. Mr. Lewis has been a role model to so many students, teachers, and administrators in this district by demonstrating to us the importance of family. The unconditional love that he shows to his wife and children is truly a remarkable trait that I deeply admire. Mrs. Lewis told me a brief story at the retirement dinner a couple of weeks ago. She explained that in making his decision to retire this year, Mr. Lewis said to her, "You've been taking care of me all these years as a teacher, a coach, and an administrator. Now it's time for me to take care of you." This same loyalty and commitment for Mr. Lewis goes out to his larger family as well, his Fairview family. You'd be hard-pressed to find a principal who attends as many events, whether academic, athletic, or artistic, as he did. He proudly attends to root on his Tigers, and I'm confident that after his retirement, he will still be around, supporting the school that he has called home for the past 25 years. Graduates, if you haven't realized it yet, your family is, and it will always be, the most important thing in your lives. I'm confident that I speak for your family tonight, as well as the entire Fairview family, when I say that we are all very proud of your accomplishments to this point. I didn't know that our theme was mocked, but I'll say it once more. Please continue to be the change that you wish to see in the world. Class of 17, I encourage you to take these 3 lessons that your principal has modeled for you for the past 4 years. 1, do something you love. 2, be kind to others. And 3, always put family first. And I guarantee if you add these 3 simple little rules to all that you have learned, not only from your parents, but also from your teachers here in the Fairview School District, that you will be successful in any path you choose. And now, Mrs. Symes, as Superintendent of the Fairview School District, I am especially proud to present to you the Fairview High School Class of 2017, ready for the rite of graduation. Thank you, and congratulations.
Good evening. On behalf of the Fairview School Board, I would like to accept the class of 2017 of Fairview High School for graduation. Congratulations to our future alumni, very near future alumni, their families, their teachers, the administrators, and I'd also like to congratulate Mr. Lewis on behalf of the school board on his retirement. Thank you. Adrian. Tarek Albasti. Justice Hunter Alaruso. Matthew Connor Ambrose. Victoria Beja. Rachel Nicole Marcinski. Stephen Robert Bennett. Colin Matthew Beerley. Louis Wilsey Blackman IV. Melissa Rose Bogardus. Julia Lee Bowersox. Alexis Nicole Brown. Thomas Bradford Beatty. Janelle Elizabeth Buffalo. Bethany Noel Bullen. Eric Ronald Burton. Isabel Lee Burton. Jennifer Nora Buterbaugh. Ryan Lawrence Senza. Julia Elizabeth Chase. Walter Preston Chevalier. Henry Wayne Chiappa. Travis James Chorney. Garrett Alexander Christie.
Noah John Hoffman. Devin Nyan Coltinato. Dominic Joseph Paleo. Anthony Jalen Cooper. Lisa Isabella Craig. Austin Pedro Cruz. Brooke Morgan Dashner. Savannah Brianne Dash. Anna Elizabeth DeBello. Angela Rose Demchek. Anna Maria DiStefano. Matthew Charles Doherty. Emily Leanne Beverly. Devin Jeremy Eisenhut. Cameron Chance Fall. Brett Michael Fiesler. Trey Matthew Flynn. Abigail Rose German. Bryn Kathleen Gleason. Thomas Faye Grimaldi. Justin Daniel Kraskevich.
Shannon Renee Cooley. Adam Mark Hutchinson. Alex James Yanakun. Quinn Erica Johnson. Victoria Susan Hill. Jacob Patrick Hewitt. Jacob Patrick Kogan. Cole James Kujanovic. Theodore Michael Krishnikoff. Sydney Joanna Lees. Christopher Lance Laird. Jack Bierman Levin. Heather Robinson Lewis. Patrick Jacob Matthew. Adam Michael Majewski. Colton Isaiah Malinowski. Hank Maynard III.
A. Lynn McGee. Landon Edwin McLeod. Hannah Lee Mickle. Michaela Rose Miller. Nina Ann Miller. Shane Austin Moore. Lily Ellen Byers. Sydney Aurora Nelson. President Atam Nori. Maxim Gregory O'Baker. Liam Aeneas O'Brien. Kyle Ryan Underwood. Daniel Luke Kulski. Sienna Isabella Perini. Zachary Thomas Peterman. Olivia Rose Phillips. Richard Michael Pulaski. Mary Jane Pratt.
Colin Michael Schwab. Lillian Lee Schaufelberger. Nathan Matthew Smikowski. Brent Robert Snyder. John Joseph Sormanis. Miranda Jane Stroh. Julian Claire Swan. Mason Maloney Thiem. Benjamin Harrison Trable. Kelvin John Tuttle. Jacob David Batemes. Adam Joseph Galley. Jared Dre Beneckendorf. Christina Andrea Gonzalez. Ashley Suzanne Gardner. Ryan Frederick Turner. Maxwell Charles Weber. Allison Nicole White. Michael Edward Whiteman. Jacob Elijah Witcher. Samantha Christine Wilco. Casey Kirsten Wise. Collins James Woodruff. Simon Patrick Young. Danielle Elizabeth Malkin. Ali Bell Salina.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Victoria Lajak, and I would like to start by congratulating the class of 2017. 12 years ago started a journey back in kindergarten. Our first day consisted of our parents taking pictures of their hopeful, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed children. While wishing us good luck, they sent us off onto the journey. However, today is no different, because what do you know, our parents are still taking pictures of us and wishing us luck. But as we end this journey, another one of great unknown begins. Today is the day when we are told to look onward to the next journey in our lives, because we are told our futures will be bright. At the same time, today is the day where our thoughts from the past are vivid in our minds, reminiscing on what we have accomplished and experienced over the last 12 years. Never will I forget the long nights of procrastination to get an essay or lab done, Friday night basketball games, and of course, sweaty dances. We have spent so many years waiting and anticipating this one final graduation day. Now, when I look on those last couple of years, I realize that we would have not done it not only with our parents and teachers at Fairview, but each other. From Connor Adrian to Hallie Salina, I'd like to thank each and every graduate for being part of one of the greatest graduating classes known today, and for making every day so much more significant. As we're all sitting here, I can't help to imagine what outstanding things this class will do. Nevertheless, our future is not something that will be handed to us, but as the creators of our own future, it is up to us to make it what we want. Take what we learned over the last 12 years and put it to good use. But more importantly, embrace every opportunity before every difficulty. From the diploma I received at graduation in kindergarten to the diploma I received here today, each of us with different skills, different aspirations, different destinations, all have the power to create a new tomorrow. As Dr. Seuss would say, a fan favorite in kindergarten, you're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so the Fairview class of 2017, get on your way. Class of 2017, at this time, please rise. And join me in turning our tassels to signify our graduations. Congratulations!
This is where the chapter ends. A new one now begins. Time has come for letting go. The hardest part is when you know all of these years when we were here are ending. But I'll always remember we have had the time of our lives. And now the pages turned, the stories we will write. We have had the time of our lives, and I will not forget the faces left behind. It's hard to walk away from the best of days, but if it has to end, I'm glad you have been my friend in the time of our lives. Where the water meets the land, there is shifting in the sand, like the tide that ebbs and flows. Memories will come and go. All of these years when we were here are ending, but I'll always remember we have had the time of our lives. And now the pages turn, the stories we will write. We have had the time of our lives, and I will not forget the faces left behind. It's hard to walk away from the best of days, but if it has to end, I'm glad you have been my friend in the time of our lives. We say goodbye, we hold on tight to these memories that never die. We say goodbye, we hold on tight to these memories that never die. We have had the time of our lives, and now the pages turned, the stories we will write. We have had the time of our lives, and I will not forget the faces left behind. It's hard to walk away from the best of days. But if it has to end, I'm glad you have been my friend in the time of our lives. I'm glad you have been my friend in the time of our lives.